my economic vision to grow our economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down. Trickle-down economics is the belief that we should cut taxes for the wealthy and big corporations and expect it to trickle down to everyone else. That we should shrink public investment in roads, bridges, and water systems, airports, and public education. Well, when put into practice, trickle-down economics failed. It blew up the deficit, increased inequity, and weakened the infrastructure of America. And it made it harder for folks to get to the middle class. That's until now. It's about growing the economy by strengthening the middle class and making things in America again. We must make the wealthy pay their fair share, not cut taxes for the wealthy. It's about folks who've been calling this Bidenomics, and it's working. Bidenomics has three main pillars: making smart investments in America, educating and empowering American workers, and promoting competition to lower costs for Americans and help small businesses thrive. First, smart investment in America includes investing in our infrastructure, manufacturing, and clean energy. Our Investing in America agenda is powering resurgence in American manufacturing, bringing investments in good-paying jobs, union jobs, back to America. Companies are investing in America again with over $500 billion in private commitments to rebuild America's manufacturing. And now we have a factory building boom. Spending on construction and manufacturing facilities has doubled over the last 2 years. On my watch, we've created more than 13 million new jobs, including nearly 800,000 manufacturing jobs. Second, educating and empowering American workers is about increasing wages, more Americans joining the workforce, educating and training workers, supporting unions. We've already reached unemployment at near historic lows. We're providing education and training opportunities to workers, and we're making it easier to join a union. And third, promoting competition to lower costs for Americans to help small businesses is about fighting to ban non-compete agreements, lowering prescription drug costs, cracking down on junk fees, and creating a level playing field for small businesses. My administration has taken actions to eliminate junk fees and high costs in air travel, healthcare, banking, housing, and hearing aids. They're already saving hundreds or even thousands of dollars per year. Look, folks, Bidenomics is about the future. It's about each of us writing the next great chapter in American history. It's about investing in America, investing in Americans. Bidenomics is just another way of saying restoring the American dream. Because when we invest in our people, from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down, we see economic growth and benefits for all Americans. Folks, Bidenomics is working, and we're just getting started.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here. I hope you are doing well. God bless you. Wanted just to start off right off the bat with my legal disclaimer here. I am a financial advisor. Everything that is discussed on this podcast should be used for information and educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. However, if you are interested in advice or in a consultation, please reach out at cortezwm.com or call us at 813-448-3446. You can also visit americafirstretirementplan.com to download a free guide that lets us, how we are different, and you can learn about our ABC process. With that being said, we got a lot of stuff going on. We have Jerome Powell speaking at Jackson Hole again. I mean, you literally have the world economic leaders in this small little city, ski town in Jackson Hole, and this is where they literally just control us from the financial aspect of our lives. They're making decisions as we speak. As you guys know, there's a plandemic that's on the rise, Plandemic 2.0. It's not a secret. They are gearing up for more COVID cases, more deaths, more pandemic stuff that we already seen before. And isn't it interesting that next year is an election year? So, I mean, that's what it is right now, as you guys know. So the Jackson meeting, basically, in a nutshell, they're going to raise interest rates. So I got a bunch of notes here. I don't want to bore you too much, but Jerome Powell states that he needs to raise interest rates again. They're obsessed with this 2% number. As you know, they want to bring inflation back to 2%. When I was studying to be a retirement planner, we always ran projections at 3, even 3.5%. Even though they told us inflation typically is at 2.5%, it was never as low as 2%. So I don't know where they're getting this 2%. If you guys remember, back in the end of May, Jerome Powell was like, whoever said that inflation needs to be at 2%? The butthole literally said 5.5%. Like realistically, 5.5% is where inflation should be. So why would anyone even trust this guy, let alone he's a Fed chair? And I feel like he's bought out. He basically sold his soul, and he wants to crash America. Rising interest rates will decimate banks. I'm talking about decimate banks. You got banks that are pretty much half of them are insolvent. So this is why I've been saying get to a credit union, get to a small bank, and if you can, get to a non-member bank. The FDIC is a joke. They only need 1 to 2% of your money to claim FDIC insurance. So if you got $100,000 in the bank, they only need $1,000 to $3,000 in reserves to insure your money. I don't like that. I don't like that. So the opportunities that we offer at Cortez Wealth, we find products, mainly insurance safe money products, that will literally guarantee your principal out of the strength of an A-rated company or B-rated company, depending on which one you want. And we specialize this in all 50 states, other than woke liberal New York. We don't want to do business in New York. And Hawaii is kind of terrible too. So, but if you're not in Hawaii, not in New York, give us a call, 813-448-3446. Guys, do not leave your money in the bank. We're going into another pandemic. They're raising the interest rates. It's an atrocity out there. Homelessness is through the roof. Corporate bankruptcies are through the roof. Commercial real estate loans, where banks get a lot of their money from. So if they're not profitable, then they'll just enact a bank bail-in. As you know, in 2010, the bank bail-ins, the Dodd-Frank Act, basically said that they can go in your bank and they can pull money out if there's a bank bail-in situation. With another rate hike, guys, you will see another slur of banks. We already had 5 banks that went belly up this year. And Yellen basically said, oh, yeah, the banking system's strong, stronger than ever, lying like freaking Pocahontas lying right at her teeth. And if I could show, I just charts for days. I don't want to bore you with charts because these guys seen them all, but the charts say it right then and there. The bank deposits are down. They're having runs as we speak. People are pulling their money out because they don't trust the banks, because the banks can't even give you your money back. They limit you on large cash withdrawals. When you open up a checking account at any bank that's FDIC insured, part of their language is large cash withdrawals. You're limited on it. They have the right to shut you down. You have behavioral. They have a behavioral clause now. So if socially they don't agree with you, if you're on a podcast, or if you're near January 6th, or you're anti-vaccine, or blah, 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 slippery slope right into social credit score, or if you're buying guns and ammo, Bank of America will send a list to the FBI. You've seen what they've done to Donald Trump just for fighting for what he believes in. Oh, he's the devil. We need to lock him up. Lock him up. Just like he was supposed to lock up Hillary. He's the one getting locked up, supposedly. This is what the liberal left is laughing at. But we all know who gets the last laugh. We all know. This is going to blow up in their face, man. When Trump walks and gets in, he is going to lock some serious people up. So it's my prayer that, God protects him. He literally is just trying to defend our last breath of freedom before these Luciferian, gob-sucking, evil people, just scrum of the earth. They just want to just take our freedoms away and have tracking, trace, and control, which is a satanic left media, the satanic agenda, the New World Order, the Bilderberg butt sluts, as Stu Peter calls them. This is what they want to do, guys. And so we are not supposed to fear. But I wanted just to say that Jerome Powell, I mean, I know it's not like breaking news, but it is something I have to talk about. It is something I have to talk about because they're going to raise interest rates again. So I'm telling you guys, please, everything that I've said and predicted has come true on this podcast, even on the Money Minutes with Stu. I'm not saying I'm not saying I am that guy or I know it all, but when I have a prediction, and I'm telling you, the predictions is that we are going to see more bank runs like you wouldn't believe. I don't know if this is going to be a 2008. It could be worse, but our country is doing terrible. Like when a country does well, our GDP is up. When a country does well, the new construction permits are up. New car sales are up. Wages outbeat inflation. When a country does well, there are massive bank deposits. There's not sell-offs. There's no volatility in the stock market. The only volatility is how much money we made this week or this month or this quarter. When a country does well, the consumer confidence index skyrockets. Show the consumer confidence chart right now. Look at this bad boy. It is a screeching, melting stock right now. It is screeching down. It's on the uptick, but more so after 2020, it's just been going down. So tell me, Mr. Bidenomics, and you have this graphic. You have this graphic. So I'm switching over to stupid face here. So we have this graphic, this one graphic. As you see, stupid face here with his finger up. This was posted on his Twitter, by the way. Historic climate action. Is that really something to be bragging about? And do you really believe that after cutting fossil fuels and global warming? Get out of town. That's a freaking joke. Bipartisan infrastructure law. More so, like they told that, like the left has said over and over again, it's obvious that Trump causes division. Well, it's obvious that Biden fuels division. The strongest economic recovery in G7. So you're talking about Japan, Mexico, UK, the EU, Canada, America. What is there to be bragging about economic recovery? There is no economic recovery, so that's a straight lie. Protecting fundamental right to marriage. What? Do we need to even talk about that? When you believe in chopping off penises and installing vaginas on men? Give me a break. And then you disgracefully put 6 colors, a satanic rainbow flag on our prized possession White House. No, you're not protecting anything. You're just protecting your evil Luciferian agenda, Biden. Executive orders protecting reproductive rights. Well, how did that work out when the Supreme Court handed it back to the states? You woke people got really, really butthurt about that. Set demographic and professional diversity records for judicial appointments. Who cares? That's an accomplishment? Are you joking me? Set demographic and professional diversity records for judicial appointments. Okay, so we need 1 Spanish person, 1 white person, 1 Asian person, 1 black person. Yay, congratulations. What a huge accomplishment. This is what we're dealing with, guys. Over 13 million jobs added. Okay. So, yeah, the unemployment rate is low. Lower. You added, but no one is working. Go to a steakhouse. Go fly. Go fly with a airline carrier. Go to a hotel. You cannot get service no matter where you go because you fed the laziness of America. PACT Act for veterans and their survivors. Oh, because you took care of veterans that have mental illnesses, and that's why they're the number one demographic for suicide and homelessness. So good job, Mr. Biden. Most significant gun safety laws in decades. Why are we bragging about destroying our Second Amendment and creating resistance? America needs to be armed. Look at Chicago, how those gun laws work over there, and all the still school shootings that are still rampant. See, strengthen U.S. alliance and partnerships around the world. Sure, because, you know, we never had a war with Trump, and we definitely don't have a war right now, except for Ukraine and Russia. And now we're getting in a hissy fit with Russia. So, yeah, good job, Biden. Bringing semiconductor manufacturing back to the U.S. Oh, so this is you creating more jobs so you can track, trace, and control? It's funny how you want to bring semiconductors back into America, and NVIDIA has great profitable earnings because that fits your stupid agenda of tracking, tracing, and controlling. Of course you want to bring back semiconductor business so you can blockchain everybody. So you can insult the chip on everybody and insert everybody, and then you can track them, all the vaccinated people, and click of a button with 5G networks, and you can dismantle a whole corner of the United States. Of course you want to do that. Cancel more than $116 billion in student loan debt for 3.4 million Americans. Wow. So in other words, my children and your children, grandchildren, are going to suffer for nothing because these kids didn't want to take responsibility of paying back their loans. So now the younger generation will grow up with negative checking accounts because your dumbass did not want to take responsibility, and you want to play the victim card and do this trickle down BS. Whatever it is, this middle out and up in, I don't know what you're talking about, man. But it doesn't work. The Bidenomics does not work. And this infograph that you have, it's a freaking joke. It's a joke. Like, look at your son. That is your product. That is your product. Like, what is there to brag about that? And yet you want to arrest Trump, who has done nothing but good for America. He could have been chilling on his golf lifestyle, retired, chilling in Trump Force One, going wherever he wants with his beautiful wife. But yet he decided to not live a comfortable lifestyle and do something very painful and run for the United States so that he could protect this. Constitution of the United States of America. Excuse me. Guys, this is what we're facing with. Now, what does this have to do with retirement? Well, maybe everything, maybe nothing at all. Maybe it's just an awakening for you to understand that these people do not have your best interests at heart. Why are the banks failing? We have to ask ourselves, why are the banks failing? It is because of these policies. There's no organic growth. Everything has to be artificially simulated. Like everything. Like even the way we talk has to be by a computer, blockchain, artificial intelligence, ChatGPT. Now they're trying to find out artificial intelligence to replace us, financial advisors. So the problem is with that is things are all constantly changing. And then there's social security laws that computers don't know about, that clients need to know about. There's estate planning laws that clients don't know about and computers don't know about. You have to be in the up and up. So anyways, I say all this because the Bidenomics is killing America, is absolutely killing America in so many ways where people are graduating college and there's no American dream. They have to rent for 10 years because they simply cannot afford, and they can't even afford rent. A lot of them moving back to save up money. But with interest rates rising again with Jerome Powell, that is going to be much, much more harder for the hardworking graduate that just got their bachelor's or even master's to really try to get a home. And what's even worse is the small businesses, the commercial real estate loans that are coming in 2023, they have to refinance. There's over $400 billion in assets that have to be refinanced. And because of the rising interest rates, they're going to have to refinance their properties because they're matured. But there's a big, big caveat. No one needs big office buildings anymore. With Zoom and podcasts and FedEx and DocuSign, everybody works from home. And so major 500 companies, Fortune 500 companies, are going through a transactional paradigm shift where they're creating these hybrid models and that you can work from home and we can meet virtually and you can get your stuff done. And then we have $100 million building we don't need anymore. And there's no point in refinancing. And we're just going to hand over the keys to the bank. We don't need it anymore. And we'll just write it off. We'll write it off. Or we'll file Chapter 11 and just reorganize and just write it off. That's what's going to happen, guys. Like there's just no way these big buildings, these corporations are going to refinance their properties. They're not in the real estate game. They're in there because of the book of the business. They're there for cash flow. They're there for shareholders. Whatever the shareholders profit, that's what they're going to do. And it's very profitable to just take a massive hit and basically foreclose on your commercial property and run your business virtually. You're going to see a lot of that. So that is going to trickle down into the banks where the banks are not profitable and they will not be able to loan, let alone still be in business. So cash is king, guys. Cash is king. There will be a real estate crisis happening, commercial and residential. It's already happened on the Airbnb side. I already said that my Airbnb in Orlando is down 40%. Orlando, the number one visited place in the world because of Disney World, pedophilia land. And if Orlando's down, I can't imagine any other cities. A lot of stuff going on. I mean, inflation, I will be amazed if inflation can actually get back to 2%. I hope it will. But it can't come from just rising interest rates and printing money and printing money and printing money. You're devaluing our dollar. And then you have the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, and China. You have that situation. So with Biden, he loves talking about working together and our country's stronger. But he never mentions anything about the $1 trillion in credit card debt where people is biblical. Like, we do not want to borrow because we will be a slave. He never mentions the $1 trillion in credit that the struggling family have to do, the credit to just spend on their credit cards because they can't afford eggs, bacon, ham, and laundry detergent. They just can't afford it. So they have to, the wages are not keeping up. And so they have to take out a credit card and hope and pray that they can just make minimal payments to stay afloat. And that is even worse because now their checkbook has diminished every single month because got to pay back this loan. Never mentions the $1 trillion credit. Didn't mention the bank deposits just dripping down at an all-time low. So banks are becoming more insolvent as we speak. Didn't mention that oil has skyrocketed from $80 to $80 a barrel. It probably will go back to $100 a barrel. Pretty bad. Didn't mention that corporation defaults are on a rise. So are foreclosures. And that we're sending money to Ukraine. Why don't we help out the homeless people here? Why don't we help out the homeless vets? Why don't we spend some money protecting our own borders and helping the young teenagers that are hooked on fentanyl not get hooked on fentanyl because the cartel is going in like a slip and slide. It's like free reign. It's like chickens, just free reign chickens just coming across, no problem, no rules, no regulation. We got this Bidenomics at hard work right now. So I'm sorry, guys, I'm ranting. I hate doing this because I want to talk about retirement planning. I want to talk about, but it's very difficult when we have an atrocity in the White House. We have a vomit person that makes me want to vomit. So, guys, I can't tell you what's going to happen forever. I can only predict what I see, and based on the evidence that I see, I can predict from there. But I don't have a crystal ball. But if you've been watching this long, what I can say is that it doesn't matter what happens. We just plan for it. And if you haven't planned for what is about to happen, I'm not talking about buying gold and silver. I think you should on a portion of your assets, because if you need gold and silver to live off of, that's not a good place to be at, guys. It's not a good place. I have gold and silver for run for the hills type of money. I don't consider it an investment. I hope it grows 3 times, 5 times if the dollar does crash. But if the dollar does crash, where are you going to go, my man? You're going to go to Costa Rica? You're going to go to Jamaica? You're going to go to Thailand? Where are you going to go? What other country are you going to go? Please tell me. I want to know. There's nothing better than America. I don't want to go anywhere other than America. My home is here. Our troops died and fought and bled here. That's it. I am sold out to America. So I hope that we never have to use this. I hope that we never have to use this as our currency. I just hope. And look, if you're going to buy precious metals, I'm not against precious metals. I used to be, only because there were fearmonger people buying it, and then they were getting screwed 20% sales charge. You don't need to pay 20% sales charge. You just need to call my homies and my great friends, 888-747-3309. Cornerstone, they're a Christian-based company, and they have these new 10-ounce bars. Look how cool these are. They come in the shrink wrap. Every single one of them is certified, by the way. You can have a whole different menu of what you like. These are 10-ounce bars. These are the older ones. They're singly wrapped, each one individually wrapped. They also have these gold bars that are really, really cool. This one is 100 grams, 99.9%, 24 karat. So you can get a bunch of these. What I like is the sheets. They have these like cards the size of a business card or a debit card. You can slide it in your wallet, and it's about 50 grams, and you can break off a piece. They have 50 pre-cut little gold nuggets on them, and you simply just break it off if you ever needed it. I like those. Those come like in a card form, so you can stick it in your wallet. Pretty amazing if you're traveling. But call them 888-747-3309. So as Biden tries to destroy America, we have to gear up for this pandemic, guys. I mean, haven't you guys noticed that they're talking about, COVID 2.0. The hospitals are gearing up for another round of COVID. If you guys know my story, I pretty much almost died from COVID. I am going to do a podcast when I feel like I'm ready on it. It's very emotional for me. I was attacked by the bioweapon, helping my wife. My wife got it going into the hospital because she had an ovary emergency surgery, and I was helping her. And literally on the 14th day, I started wheezing. And anyways, I couldn't breathe, so I had to go to the hospital. And everyone was telling me no, but I have a trusted doctor that's pro-ivermectin, and he actually made a call and gave instructions to the doctors there how to treat me. Long story short, I got Resdemivired. I didn't know I was getting remdesivired, or I wasn't really conscious, and I was basically desperate. I survived. Ivermectin helped me, and the grace of God helped me. But I'm going to talk about it at another podcast. But what also helped me out was disease stacks, and that was pretty amazing. So I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to give medical advice or don't want to give medical advice. I'm just saying my experience. I had disease stack and ivermectin and HCQ in my pocket going into the hospital. They didn't vaccinate me, thank God. But I believe it was a Z-Stack and a combination of ivermectin, and I was just downing this stuff. And I was able to walk away from the hospital 2 weeks later. I was in there. I was very close to death, but I'm here. I lost 20 pounds, and guess what? I was eating like a banshee in the hospital. Holy cow. And I was eating and eating and eating. I was so hungry, and I still lost 20 pounds. And, of course, I'm home. I'm healthy. I'm back on the ice, and I'm eating good. I'm getting fatter, as you notice. My face is a lot thicker than it was in 2021. But I'm working on losing the weight back. I just don't need the bioweapon virus anymore to lose weight. But what I want to say, guys, is protect your retirement. You don't need to fear of what's going on financially. I will question, like, what you're doing right now. Is it going to work? That's what I question. What you're doing right now, are you prepared for another Plandemic 2.0? Are you prepared for another lockdown? Is your retirement prepared? More importantly, when I say retirement, give us a call if you have a 401k, because we have a way where now we can actually help you. We can truly help you inside of your 401k. You don't have to move your 401k. You don't have to roll it over. You can continue your 401k. We'll just sign an advisory agreement, and we can be able to give you assistance and advice on your 401k. If that's you, give us a call, 813-448-3446. We are happy to help. Also, you can visit us at cortezwm.com. So just some updates on the safe money strategies. We got a new product out. It's paying a 10% bonus. It is an index strategy. It's paying a 10% one-time bonus. So if you lost money last year, you can get into one of these insurance contracts. We call them PIAs, private insured accounts. You can get into a safe money contract, no losses. Your principal is protected. You have access to 10% each and every year. These accounts typically grow 7 to 15%, and you are an account owner. Like a 401k, you are not an account owner. You are a participant. You actually have access to your money once it's rolled over into these accounts. It's principal protected. It's also financial reset protected because you have insurance on your home, your car, your health, but many of you don't have insurance on your retirement. And so what you need to do is, when you do have time, you need to protect yourself from a market crash. If you're in a 401k, if you're in mutual funds or in any type of red money that has no drawdown protection, there's no seatbelt on your investments, then give us a call. You don't need to go into a Plandemic 2.0 to worry about getting your money back. It takes 5 to 7 years to try to get your money back because of a normal market cycle. Well, this market cycle that we've been in has been adulterated, right? We've been in like this 12-year market cycle where it goes up, it comes back down, it comes back up, and it's flat. From 1998 to 2008, there was no returns. Obviously, 2000 all the way up to 2004, the market was up, but then boom, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2007 we lost. 2007 was a booming year, and 2008 was a market decline like we've never seen, and obviously it bled into 2009. So it wiped out all of the gains from the first 8 years. So we call this the lost decade. I don't know what this decade's going to be. The Plandemic decade, I don't know what it's going to be called, but regardless, there are newer style accounts that will help you protect your principal through this volatile nonsense. The VIX is going, excuse me, I got the hiccups. The VIX is going up and down like crazy. It was close to 18, now went back to 15. It was down to 12 and a half earlier this year. And during the pandemic levels, it was over 30. So you want to pay close attention to the volatility index, because that's going to give us our fear and greed, and basically it lets us know if something crazy is going to happen. So when it hits that low, we know that it's going to bounce up, and when it bounces up and goes up, that means something is brewing and something is scaring the investment banks and the retail investors and their average Joe traders. So right now we're at a close to a 15.28 is the last time I saw it on a Friday. Be very careful. Please be on the lookout for that. If you got money in the bank, what are you doing? Do not put your life savings in the bank. I really think with this rising interest rates that are happening, there's a good chance that more banks are going to be belly up. I just don't know if it's going to be one of yours. So the other cool part is my favorite part of the show is I get to share my verses. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope in a future. What did you think? What did you think when Trump got, I don't know if you want to call it arrested, or he turned himself in, he surrendered? Was he really thinking about this verse? I wonder what's going through his head. We all saw the infamous mugshot. It looked like he was really, really ticked off, almost like embarrassed. Like, I'm embarrassed to take the shot, but I'm going to do it because I'm going to get the last laugh, not you. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future. So, if you don't know the Lord, what is your plan? I want you to think about that. When's the last time you went and asked God, what do you want me to know? What plans do you have for me? Ask him into your heart if you don't know, because I could care less about this. I could care less about who's going to be the president, how they're going to steal election. I hope it's Trump. I hope we get a conservative. But what if they steal it again? What if we don't? What are you going to do for the next 4 years? Is this your Bible, the Constitution of the United States? Or is the Bible, God's Word, your Bible? Or is this your Bible? What are you worshiping right now? Because God said it himself, for I know the plans I have for you. Plans not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future. But how can we rely on that when we don't even have a relationship with Christ? So it is my challenge to you is to ask him in your heart and really, really allow time for him to marinate in you, work in you, spend time with him. All he wants to do is spend time with you. Like, my father is in North Carolina. I'm in Florida. I fly him down every 3 months. He's like, hey, can I bring your aunt? I'm like, no. You sure? I said, no, I just want to spend time with you. Come down, Pops. That's my earthly father. Your heavenly Father desires to spend time with you. Not just praying on driving with the windows down, not just a quick prayer, but an intimate prayer. Spend time with him. Read his word. Cuddle up next to his spirit. I promise you, it will change your life. I really, really appreciate you guys watching this. I hope this message touches you guys. This podcast was just more of an awareness podcast. I love bringing new current events and talking about it and giving my spin on it. But more importantly, I love talking about the Word of God and how it's affected me, how it's changed me, how it's protected me, how it renews my soul, renews my mind. I just pray, that is my prayer, that you could do the same as well and use your platform for his glory. Don't forget my sponsors, Switchman Products USA, if you want all American made products. Also, if you haven't yet, check how cool this is. If you love the Second Amendment like I do, you could wear your Second Amendment through Vanish. Vanish is vnsh.com/Cortez. These things are roughly about $150, but you can get $50 off if you purchase one through the link below this video, vnsh.com/Cortez. It's made with athletic fabric, like yoga pant material. It's extremely soft, and I have my favorite concealed. This is a magnetic button clamp down, and this is my 365. Pretty awesome holster. All you got to do is go to vanish.com, and you can wear it around your waist. Ladies, you can wear it under your blouse. You can wear it with a dress, and you don't even see it. It's pretty amazing. If you don't like it, you can return it. You have 30 days to return it. No hassle, no problems at all. And obviously, it's made here in America. So switchfromproductsusa.com. If you want an appointment with us, just go to cortezwm.com or email us. If you have any questions, you can just simply email info@cortezwm.com. Or if you would like a phone consultation, 813-448-3446. We are in Florida, so we ask that you schedule it from 9 to 5 Eastern, and we will be in contact with you. We do Zooms, we do phone calls, FaceTimes, whatever means is right for you. And if you want to learn more about our company, just go to AmericaFirstRetirementPlan.com to download our guide. Also, my book is coming out next month. I'm really excited about that. I'll let you know how to get it and what to do in order to get it. And we're basically going to be talking about how I started in this business and what I've seen on Wall Street and what we're doing about it to fight against it. Believe it or not, Forbes, Bloomberg, and Money, I had an advertisement, and I mentioned the word God. I mentioned the word God, and they rejected my ad. Can you believe that? Yeah. Yep. So I don't care. I didn't pay for the ad. It was another firm that did for me. But yeah, we live in a woke agenda, guys. I mean, we live in a Luciferian agenda, and we got to make sure your money is not invested in these things that are supporting this nonsense. So give us a call. I am worried about a lot of you that just don't have a plan. There's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. We're going into a recession. I promise you that. Possibly a depression. It's going to be monumental. There's no way you have all these leading indicators, negative indicators, and say we're building America back. Shut the heck up. I don't believe it one bit. Anyways, I'm out of here, guys. God bless, and we will be talking soon.